Now look at this little house. Like it. It's for the birds. Hope I didn't ruffle anyone's feathers with that comment. Bow wow, everybody. Today we are treasure junking in the very fun to say area of Sautee Nacoochee, northern Georgia. And we actually bought 4 items on this trip as we take you through these stores. See if you can pick out the items that we purchased. And at the end of the video, we'll show you and you'll win our admiration over your perceptive powers. First up is a beautiful little store that had, that's right, baby rattlers. I guess you know what's in there. I didn't expect the dirt, but I did expect the baby rattles. Now, right outside, I did find something I liked a lot, an aluminum box. I have one of these, kind of like this, in storage. I love these for storing, I don't know what you call them, doodads, whatchamacallits, basically whatever you call things that don't already have a name. Spare parts, I guess is what you would call them. $15, I like it, I just already have one. So let's go and dig around inside. Now, I really like train cases as well, probably because they're about the same size and shape as that aluminum box I found outside. Maybe I should just go buy that.
It's in the middle. Oh, is it?
Now, whoa, it's kind of cool. Dog-friendly store. Always like to see it. Here you go. Vintage soda bottles or pop bottles, depending on where you're from. I love these things. They're usually cheap. They have so many different shapes, sizes, colors, graphics, descriptions, some of them funny, on what was contained inside. I've used them for material in repurposing projects. Never heard of that one before. Maybe somebody can let me know. I used them for the legs in a dog dish one time. That was cool. I've never heard of this one either. So evidently I don't know anything about vintage soda bottles. Maybe because they're pop bottles? Old 8 tracks. What could I do with these? I mean, I guess you could listen to it. I can't, but the shape's useful. Maybe a shelf. I did have one of these as a kid. There's a picture of me with it. I didn't have the bear. I drove it myself. I don't even know if I had a license at that time. Now, I do like artwork on old albums. What could I do with this? I like it a lot. I would probably just listen to it, unlike the 8-track. I mean, you can listen to the 8-track. You actually have an 8-track player? That's amazing. Now, I like this box. Obviously, you're learning that I like boxes. I like the shape. They're so useful. I'd probably turn this into some type of wall cabinet. So kind of neat. $9? Not too much. Great price on these records, $1 each. Let's see if we have anything interesting. The Harmonious Blacksmith. That's a classical piece played on the harpsichord. I just read that. I didn't know it. I had no idea. Even though I love to play the harpsichord in my spare time. I think it's like, I do actually know something about it. I think it's like a predecessor to the piano. The strings, I think, were plucked versus struck, so it had a little bit quieter sound. Maybe I should do a video on the harpsichord. Let me know. Now, Ray loves vintage clothing. I'm trying to get into vintage. I don't know if she really likes it or she's terrified of it. I kind of like it though, but I need to get into vintage clothing more for sure. These are very neat. From Isla Mirada, so down in the Keys in Florida. Post office box fronts, it said. I don't know if these were actually from the post office or if these were from maybe an old condo building. These still look kind of Art Deco-ish, even though this would be a little bit past that. I love them though. I would make a cabinet out of something and then use those as the actual door fronts or drawer fronts. But I mean, even if you just bought one, I mean, it's just really, really cool. $10. Ray loves dog figurines. Everyone knows that. I love dogs. I don't know about dog figurines, but this one is really neat. It's hand carved. $10. This is handmade. I don't know if it's old, but I think it's really neat. I'd probably make an accent light out of it. I like making lights, as you can tell. So I like boxes and I like lights. Maybe let's just make box lights. It'd be perfect. Now, old projectors, I don't think a lot of people really find use in them, but I think they're cool for just projecting an image onto a wall, like some type of older image, or making an image look old. I think it's really cool. I don't think these are old. They're cool looking though, but they're not old. I don't guess anything has to be old for you to like it. A juice bottle. I love juice, and this is really neat. I'm not sure of the artist that designed this image, but it's really cool. We both like this a lot. I would like to put juice in it. I'd use it for just what it is. Now, I love buttons. I actually just got rid of all of my old buttons. I was going to use them for projects, but I'm just trying to, again, knock things down so that I don't have as much to ship to Italy, but I do love them. These things are awesome. I think of so many uses for these. These are just like industrial shelves. They kind of stack and then they're at an angle, so whatever you would put in there would be gravity fed to the front. Really cool. I have no idea what this thing is. Okay, so for like laundry, I would use that for a shelf. I mean, unless you want to do your laundry. Wow, look at this box of old slides. They're all marked so you know what you're looking at. I mean, you could even have like a party around this, like just to put up these different images. Probably no one's coming to any of my parties, are you? Still cool. Time to move on to the next store. This store is kind of a antique slash vintage slash thrift store, which this car wasn't for sale, but still cool. A lot of clothes, shoes, things like that. So let's see what we can dig up here. Vintage set of Legos. I guess it's vintage. Friends, the apartments. Big set. Wonder if it'd fit through the door. Maybe if we pivot. Really like these stools, bar stools, I guess. They're not old or anything like that, but they are very neatly designed. $30. I don't know if it's $30 a piece or $30 a pair, but now this is stuff I have tons of in storage. I've got to get rid of. It's great to go to a store like this and buy fasteners and things like that, screws. This is a neat tin that those screws are in. But, you know, I've got to get rid of them because, well, it doesn't make sense to ship stuff like that to Italy. I liked these tracks. I guess these were train tracks. I thought about making maybe a mirror out of these where this was the frame and then putting a mirror in the center. I just think those are cool. Ray has has found another vintage clothing item, Blockbuster. You know, that thing is only $5.99 unless you return it late, then it's like $50. Ray has dogs like this that we're going to take with us, definitely. These were my mom's, and she has one very similar. I love the top to this. I guess this is a coffee thing. $25. Next up, we went to this really cool thrift store. Had a lot of stuff even just outside so that we could look through it before even going through the store. Hey, now you're talking. This looks good. I like it. I like it. That might even fit me. Not the shoes, but the shirt. I like the shirt a lot. Ray did find these shoes. Those are awesome. I like clunky shoes. Clunkies. And let me tell you, the best thing about this shop are these two. The people that worked at the counter, they were just great. They were offering us some great deals, you know. Basically, all we had to do was give them a treat, and we could take whatever we wanted to in the store. We didn't steal anything, I promise. I promise. Like I mentioned earlier, Ray loves older clothes, and you can find some, not maybe old clothes at thrift stores, but certainly some vintage clothing that has quite a bit of style. And I'm trying to get into it more. Again, I think it's a great idea to use some of these items that would otherwise get discarded. They don't make things like this anymore. Yeah, actually they do. They make clothes. They still make clothes. Thank goodness. And so now we're going to stop at our last shop for the day. This is an antique shop only. It is in a beautiful building, beautiful location, beautiful front porch. How many times can I use the word beautiful? Look at that beautiful fern. Beautiful door. Good. I love old cameras. You could do so much with them. You can just collect them. Typically, they're cheap because there are so many of them. I like some of the more unusual ones, though. Here's a bunch of Legos. Hey, maybe I could buy these and make that friend's apartment that we saw in that earlier store. I'm gonna say this store has just a little bit in it. Now, these records from around the world, that's awesome. I think two of the best ways to learn about different areas is the food that they eat and the music that they listen to. And these are both fun ways for us to learn about different areas and different people. Another way you can learn about different people is look at their picture. The stairwell is just packed full of autographed pictures of people. Some of them I knew, some of them I have no idea, and some of them probably I didn't want to know. So you've got some older watches sitting around that aren't valuable. Stick them in a jar and call it time in a bottle. That's what they've done here. It's kind of like art. I think it's neat. I really like it. Oh, here is a radio. I've been wanting one of these older radios since our last video because I want to turn it into a light. This is really cool, but this one's way too nice for that. More cameras. Nothing really unique though. I like just something out of. Ooh, now that one. Yes, this little spy camera. This thing is cool. I had one as a kid. This is from like the 50s, but I don't know how I ended up with it. I probably shouldn't have had anything that old, but still, that's awesome. I really need to calm down. So let's look at some of the things that we actually bought. We bought 4 items, like I mentioned. Yes, Ray bought this shirt.
Be kind. Rewind.
And she also bought the clunky shoes from the thrift store. The dogs seem to like them. You like them, fruitcake? Huh? You like them? No. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Now, if you look hard enough, maybe you can find a shirt just like this for $4. But you can never buy my style. Although my style is for sale, real cheap, you know. Not that you would want it. And of course, I bought the spy camera. Now, I'm looking for film for this. If you know where I can find some, please let me know. I want to do a video on taking pictures of the dogs. Did you find something that you would have bought in today's video? Well, if you didn't find it this time, maybe you'll find it the next time when we go treasure junking. Although I'm not loaning you the money to buy it like last time.
Yo ho ho!